Hey friends, today we are going to be working on the very last step of our Ashley Mary collage. A collage is when you take some pieces of paper and you glue them down and create a new artwork. So that is exactly what we are doing. We're making a collage. The first step for today is going to be to do your artist signature. Your artist signature should be at the bottom of your paper and it should be in your very, very best handwriting. So please get a pencil and in your best handwriting, you're going to write your name and you're going to write the year in your very best handwriting. So here we go. I'm going to write my name and I'm going to write the year. Once you get done doing that, you are going to place your shapes where you want them. So, as a reminder, when you're placing your shapes, this has pencil on it. The pencil side should never be showing. So, whenever you have something that has a pencil side, that is the back. You want to put it on your paper and make sure that no pencil is showing. Here's another little bit of pencil right here. We don't want that to show, so we're going to turn it around. I want you to take your time and make sure that you like the way that all of your shapes are on your paper. So no pencil showing. I'm turning this around. I'm going to put it on my paper. I'm laying it out. And, take your time to make sure that the layout is exactly how you want it to be. Make sure that you're mixing up the colors. You don't want to put like a whole bunch of purples next to one another. It's not going to be as interesting as having a variety of shapes and colors mixed up. You want your eye to move around the paper. Do you have to use all of the shapes that you cut? Absolutely not. Friends, I have so many shapes that are cut. Look at this huge stack of shapes that are cut. I'm not going to use all of these, and that's okay. I'm just going to pick my favorite ones and use those. I tried to use all of my scraps. Even out of the tiny scraps, I made teeny tiny little organic shapes, and those are kind of nice to fill up some blank spots. When you're doing your project, you want to make sure that you're not leaving a huge white spot anywhere. So check it, make sure you're not leaving a huge white spot. Make sure that there's no pencil marks showing. Make sure that the colors are spread out all over your paper. Once you have everything laid out exactly how you want it, you want to ask your neighbor to check your work. Your neighbor should be looking to see if there are any pencil marks showing. So friends, if you see something like this, say, oh, you have pencils showing. Please, you got to turn that around. All right, so I would turn this around. Now, if you went to your neighbor's table and you saw that your neighbor had like all of this purple next to each other, you would say, ooh, you should spread out that purple a little bit more. And so you're just going to move it again. And you're going to continue to move your shapes around until you like it. You can also overlap some shapes. When you overlap your shapes, that means that one shape is on top of the other shape. Remember, friends, we're focusing on organic shapes, so most all of your shapes should be organic. Can you have some geometric shapes? Absolutely, you can. But we want most of the shapes to be organic. Now, you should take your time to make sure that the shapes are in the space where you want them to be. And then after you get done doing that, and your neighbor has checked your work, then you want to go ahead and raise your hand. And once you raise your hand, I will check your work. I'm going to be checking to make sure there's no pencil marks showing. I'm going to check to make sure that your entire paper is full and that there's no empty spots. I'm going to check to make sure that all of the colors are spread out, that they're not all on top of one another or all next to one another. Also, friends, I'm also looking for these sorts of organic shapes. If you have an organic shape with straight edges, I would say that this is not my very best work. We want to have good craftsmanship. And in order to have good craftsmanship, that means that we are doing our very best work, and it is nice and neat. So although something like this is technically an organic shape, it's not my best because I didn't do anything really to it, and I can tell that it's a scrap. I can tell that this is a scrap because there's a straight edge here and a straight edge here and also right there. So we don't want any of those straight edges on our paper because it's not the best craftsmanship. So what can we do to make this even better? We can get rid of those straight edges. So all you have to do is take your scissors and get rid of those edges. Turn it into something that looks a little less like a scrap, it should look intentional, friends. Intentional means that you made it and it's not just a scrap. So I think like right now I have this, and I think I kind of like this right here, so I'm just kind of playing around with it, seeing what it turns into, and you can do that same thing. Now let's see, I'm going to cut that off. And now I have this beautiful organic shape. And this shape actually, to me, looks nicer, and I can tell that the craftsmanship is much better and that I actually tried my best on that shape. So again, one more time, I can show you. Let me see if I have some more scraps here. Let me show you how to have some better craftsmanship with your scraps. So I have this one again with straight edges. All right, I can have a even better shape if I get rid of those straight edges. Also here, this is pencil mark. No pencil mark should be showing. So I'm going to come and I'm going to get rid of those straight edges. All right, and here is my new shape. And before I put it down, I want to make sure that no pencil marks are showing. So I'm just going to turn that around. That's the back. And that shape right here works even better than what was there before. Okay, so once you've laid out your shapes exactly how you want them to be, what I want you to do is have a neighbor check it for no pencil marks, no straight edges, and variety of placement. So the colors should be spread out all over your paper. There shouldn't be a huge block of purple. Also, we want to make sure that the entire paper is filled with shapes, so no empty spots. And once you get all of that done and your neighbors checked it, raise your hand, and then I will also check it. Once you get the green light from me, you're going to glue your pieces down. If you don't get a chance to glue your pieces down today, that is okay, friends. We will be working on this one other day. So please take your time to make sure that you love your masterpiece and that you've got everything that I'm looking for. Once you get the green light from me, you're going to take your imagination workout. You're going to turn it around. You're going to get your shape and you're going to turn it around to the pencil side. This is the pencil side. The pencil side, remember, is the back. You're going to take your glue stick, open it up, and the first step is to go around the edges, as close to the edges as you possibly can. Go slowly, and then you're going to fill in the shape with your glue. And make sure that you get a good bit of glue. I'm going back around the edges one more time. I want a lot of glue because I need to make sure that this sticks really nicely. Then you're going to move your imagination work out to the side, and you can go ahead and glue your shape down or put your shape down. Once you do that, you want to make sure that you give it a nice massage your shape down. And here it is. I'm going to push it down, and you're going to do the same exact thing to the rest of your shapes until you are done. You take your shape off, you turn it around to the pencil side, you're going to put glue, and you're going to put it down. All right. I hope that you guys have fun making your beautiful collage with organic shapes inspired by the artist Ashley Mary.